odds against the set on an American whose dollar set the standard and whose capacity for manufacturing was unchallenged. A new superpower is emerging, and it is China. This chart shows how they've increased their GDP sevenfold over the past decade.
Wow.
Couple decades. Some of the sources I used were quotes C, Live Science, Time.com, Fact Not Fantasy, Wikipedia, EcoEquity, interview by Rhonda Bullard, and a YouTube video.
Wow.
My name is Taylor Bullard, and today I will be discussing the need for our society to change our habits now so we, the USA, can remain the world superpower. I am speaking from the perspective of the common U.S. citizen. I love the history and the morals of the country in which it was founded on, and recognize the need for improvement.
Absolutely.
You have to accept the realities of the world in which we live. The U.S. is a superpower. It carries more weight than any other single country. The average export-import GDP percentage has increased sevenfold since 1978, when China's open door policy began, which allowed for foreign trade. The U.S. trade deficit with China has increased from $50 billion in 1997 to $235 billion in 2006, an increase of $185 billion. Between 1997 and 2001, prior to China's entry into the WTO, the trade deficit increased $9 billion per year on average. Between 2001 and 2006, after China entered the WTO, the deficit increased $30 billion per year on average.
Interesting.
The growing U.S. trade deficit with China has displaced huge numbers of jobs in the United States and has been a prime contributor to the crisis in manufacturing and employment over the past 6 years. It is long past time for the U.S. policymakers to recognize that China is a superpower in terms of international trade. Here's a short video.
A short video? Could I go over there?
Made in China, made in China, made in China. China has manufactured for the rest of the world. Now they're turning it to the consumer. With 20% of the world's population, China is hungry and they're out to buy. They have purchased over 50% of the world's pork, 50% of the world's cement, 25% of the world's aluminum, 4/5 of the world's copper. Now, when I went to China, I was greeted with open arms.
Please say again. Hello.
Say, welcome to China.
Welcome to China.
Yes, thank you. Say. And the RMB, which is their currency, and I've held a lot of it, is becoming stronger and stronger. I was told by somebody recently it's time not to accept anything from the United States when it comes to currency, or even the pound or the euro. It's all about the RMB. Now, it's interesting, at one point in time, Nostradamus predicted that the eagle and the bear, being the United States and Russia, would come together and go against the dragon. Well, we're at war right now with China. It's economic war. It's good war. It makes all competition exceed to another level. Will China win? Well, with its population continuing to grow and industries flocking to China, there's a good chance that the superpower, the economic superpower, is going to be in Beijing. Just watch China and start learning Mandarin and Cantonese. Technology.
The fact that the U.S. owes so much money to China gives China leverage over the U.S., but it also gives U.S. leverage over China. It basically means that everyone has to be nice to each other, which isn't a bad thing. The U.S. and China, a huge and largely untapped market of 1.2 billion people, now do $50 billion worth of business with each other. Encouraging the establishment of democracy and the rule of law not only satisfies America's sense of mission in the world, but, if successful, would make China more stable. The citizens of the U.S. need to reduce their consumption and change their mindset towards what we can do as a whole instead of how this affects me. The U.S. is an international nation with a global economy, and with any change, either up or down, affects the entire world. If the U.S. can enact any of the proposed ideas, then we should be looking at a very successful future with a strong economy, plenty of jobs, and a government ran by the people that can influence nations. Here's a little chart showing the differences between
Hey, what? This chart.
They have more reserves.
They certainly have more foreign trade.
Wow.
There's a chart showing pledged emissions cut between the U.S. and China. And we've pledged to cut more.
Wow.
Projected GDP. China is the red line and USA is the pink line. You can see their passes up.
Wow.
We have discussed the possibility of China becoming the world's next great superpower. America need to control our levels of consumption if we are going to keep competing in the rest of the world. We need to reduce our national debt and export more. What you can do is be more green. Pay attention to all the ads going on about using less and saving more. The economic and military transformation of China is well underway. It is critical that the West not be naive to its intentions. With its ambitions concerning territorial claims, the challenges it will face providing for its population, and the insecure and suspicious nature of its communist government, Canada and the West face a potentially serious threat from China in the future. Our country, the last remaining superpower on Earth, needs to learn to measure its strength not by the number of people it can kill, but the number of people it can feed, clothe, house, and care for.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good point.
Very good.
Yeah, that was good.